Thank you so much, Mr. Kumar. The first thing which I would like to ask you is, especially the children here, do you know the term for the fear of public speaking? The word for public speaking. The fear for public speaking is, I'm trying to elucidate the answer from you. Now over to the parents and the elderly. That's right, wonderful. Let's put a round of applause to them. It's called glossophobia. Now, glossa in Greek means tongue. Phobos means fear. Alright, good morning. Our dignitaries here, parents here, and our lovely children. I would like to give a few tips on public speaking. So, once I finish this speech of a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I believe that you may not look at another speech in the same way as you look now. Alright? Okay, in one of the surveys conducted in the United States, among 3,000 people, 45% of them said their number one fear is public speaking. 30% of them said death as their number one fear. So you can imagine a person who is giving a funeral speech would rather be in the casket. They would like to be there. Okay, so two things I would focus on. One is the physical aspects, and second one is the body language. Remember, you and the audience must be very aware of the physical aspects. When you say physical aspects, your well-being also is included. If your bowl is full, you have to empty the bladder. That's your number one priority, am I right? Yes, for you as well as for those audience there. The settings in the room, whether it is lighting, the audio-visual gadgets here, the temperature of the room, the seating capacity, everything should be a matter of concern to people. That's another matter which you should be taking care of much before your presentation. So physical settings are important. Wear a dress that is comfortable as per the need of the day, as per the suitable. Wear a comfortable dress. You should be comfortable with that. Now I feel that the audience is a bit looking at a lot of energy. Can I request you to just get up, please? Can I request you to get up, please? Okay, we do a small physical activity, alright? Can you please raise both your arms? Okay, wave at the person who is next to you. Say hi to the person. Alright, put down your hands. Alright, raise your right hand. Take a pinch and hold your cheek. Okay, just look around and see whether people are holding the cheek. Are you holding the cheek? Alright. Yes, what happened? I told you to hold the cheek. Please sit down, thank you. Okay, what does it tell you? What does it tell you? We are visually influenced. Our body language speaks much louder than the words. In the survey conducted, they say out of 100% of public speaking, or the public speech, the face-to-face communication, 55% is through body language. 38% is through tone of your voice. Only 7% for actual words. Now we must be surprised, 7%. Let's take an example of how you say sorry. I'm sorry. Is it sorry?
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. Then what is sorry? I said the word I am sorry. The three words, the three magical words they say to keep up the relationship. But what matters is the tone of your voice. How we said it. People observe your body language when you say something, it's most important to see that your body language is congruent to the actual words that you speak. And that's when Japanese culture, they have, when you say sorry, you have to lean a little forward. Okay, in a lower your voice, look at the eyes, you should have a lost puppy look. I'm sorry. That is what they expect, because that's what the body language is expecting, that it is congruent to the actual words that you say. Further thing, when you are invited to speak on the stage, remember, when you walk, you should walk with your firm footstep. Now, I was in Mumbai. I had a brief experience with the Indian Naval Unit. I was there, a sub-lieutenant there. So we were all trained the part of public speaking. They said that when you walk with firm footstep, your heels should hit first. So if you walk like this, what is the impression for the public? Very poor impression. It doesn't. Because we always judge the speaker much before you hear him speak. How do we judge? We make the judgments through overall body language. That includes the posture, the body gestures, and even the dress, which is most important. So as you come here, you must give a firm shake, and it was very lovely to see those kids doing that, and I was very happy to see that. Perhaps I'm sure you would be thinking that we didn't have a chance at this age, so they are actually fortunate. So when you give the shake hand, there are different ways of giving it. In business communication, they say you should have a firm shake hand. That means clasp the whole of all the fingers together and then give a firm shake hand. Really. You shouldn't give a dead fish shake hand. Dead fish shake hand. Okay? Also not like giving a lady for kissing the hands. No. It's a firm shake hand. Okay? And then you should hold this completely. And then when you stand here, do not start the speech immediately. Audience needs to settle down. So give them a second or two. Look at them. Look at the audience. And speak from the diaphragm of your voice. Which means the best voice as you can. Voice is a gift of God. But we can always modulate the voice in the way in which it should be emphatic. Don't be afraid of silence or pause within your speech. Because one of the fears that public speakers have is to give them the pause, to give the silence. They fear that every part of my time should be filled with words. It doesn't mean like that. Alright, when you start speaking, remember not only the body posture. How do you use the body posture? You should stand on both the legs. Both the legs means practically the weight of the body should be distributed to both the legs. Otherwise, it looks like you're leaning forward. In our times, we used to practice on the mirror. We call it mirror practice. Nowadays, you have all these gadgets to see yourself and look at yourself. So when you see yourself in the mirror or on a videotape, you would see that whether you're standing straight, you have a drooping shoulder, a tilted head, you position yourself when you speak. It's important to see that. Hand movements. We said about how the body language should be congruent with what you say. In a formal speech, we always use the forearms from the elbow to the fingers. That's a forearm. Not the upper arm. You don't show all your armpit. It's not very formal, they say. Use your forearm when you speak, your gestures, movements. Because gestures create mental images in the mind of the listeners, so they understand well towards the end of it. And always remember to have the three parts for your speech. The first part is say what you're going to say. Number two, say. Number three, say what you said so far. It's called learning reinforcement. People learn what they have already heard. To say that today we have seen two different aspects of public speaking is something that people would like to hear. Further thing is movement. It's called the kinesthetics and proxemics in public speaking. Kinesthetics is the movement. How much movement? Can we move? Yes or no? Can we move? Yes. When we move, remember, the movement should have a purpose. There's no meaning in moving here and there. Okay, Okay, there's a purpose behind it. I can come down to reach you, okay, if it is permissible within the practice of the session, I can come down. But if you move, make sure that you come back to the same position. Make sure that you stand toward the center of your audience. Unless there is a projection which is being made here, it should be towards the center of it. Proxemics is how close we can get to the audience. Sometimes we call it as a social distance. There is always a one-arm distance. I can come down, but if I go very close, it's quite intimidating for the audience. So we should always be avoiding that. I'm sure it doesn't matter for the Toastmasters, but kinesics and proxemics also convey a sort of message to the audience. Alright, so once again I would like to congratulate the team which organizes this event, and it continues to prosper. I believe all the Kids Club, the Gavel Club, everything, and including the Parents Toastmasters Club. I wish you all the best, and then remember we have said two things. One is the physical aspects of it, the other one is the body language aspects of it, presentation. So, hereafter, when you look at a speech, will you look at it the same way as you have seen before? Can I raise your hands? Is it the same way or you look at it differently? Alright, thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Doctor, for giving a lot of tips. I think that's something.